Quite simply, just congratulations to Alabama. Thought they played an outstanding game. Thought the difference in the game was third down offense. I thought their quarterback made some plays, keeping plays alive outside the pocket that extended drives that kept our offense off the field. Offensively, we had a hard time getting a rhythm because of that. And then I just thought that their front is as advertised, gave us a lot of trouble getting going. I'm proud for the way the guys competed in the second half. Like with all films, there will be plenty of things to correct, but also plenty of things that I think that will be positives that we can take going on to week 2. And with that, I'll open up for questions.
If you could raise your hand and then wait for the microphone to come to you. Susan Miller over here.
Hey, Manny, how is Derrick King? I know we're going to talk to him, but what was your impression of, him today playing for the first time, and he got hit hard a few times? How's he doing?
Which I think, that's just, it's football, and, he's a competitor, so he's, he's hurt because he's, he came here to win the game. But I thought he was brave. I thought he was sharp. I thought he made some excellent throws. We'll go on to next week.
And Manny, the follow-up is how are the players doing? Like, what did you tell them, and how are they emotionally right now?
They're disappointed. They came here to compete. They worked really hard for today. They're still. I think that's where you have to. When you go into film session tomorrow, you remove the result from the film. And look at exactly what individual performances and what got us to that final result. But we've got a close-knit group who has a lot of respect for the team coming into next week to our stadium in App State, and we'll get back to work tomorrow.
Go to Tom D'Angelo in the second row.
Hey, Manny, you talked about, and all week was talked about learning lessons from games last year, specifically Clemson, #1 team. But it really, by midway of the second quarter, it was basically a rout at that point. Were you disappointed in the start in how this was kind of similar to that game?
I didn't feel it was. For a couple of different reasons, to be honest, trying to explain why I didn't feel it was is not worth trying to explain why it wasn't. Like I said, I saw guys, and I'll speak for when they had the football, which they had the majority of the first half. They were just making more plays than us on third down. I didn't see a lack of competitiveness. I didn't see a lack of toughness, bite. I saw football things happening in a football game that allowed them to maintain possession. It doesn't matter because the result, as you say, is the same. So, read into it what you want. But I think there'll be some things under the rubble of the loss when we look at the film tomorrow that will give us encouragement going forward.
We're here to front row football, Bill.
How you doing, Manny? D from Footballville. Going into this game, did you expect them to put the ball in Bryce Young's hand as much as they did?
No, we thought they would run the ball a lot more. But even with how it ended up, shaking down, we still got him what we thought were favorable third down situations. The unknown was how he would react when a play broke down, and there was different evidence as to suggest he does have a strong arm and a lot of confidence in that, but we did think that there was a chance for him to put the ball in harm's way. In the first drive of the game, I think it was first or second, they had we knocked the ball out, and he scrambled and threw a ball to us in the end zone that we had a chance to pick. We knew that turnovers would be a big deal, in trying to pressure him and turning the ball over. They have a lot of confidence in him, and obviously he's earned it. The way he played tonight for a young guy was very impressive because we tried to make it hard and changing looks and getting him on the run, and his receivers did a nice job of working back down the stem against our coverages, and like I said, any one of those third down stops changes things dramatically.
Front row here.
Brandon Ladoy, football hotbed coach. You talked about things to take away, positives. It's got to be the freshman play. It didn't seem too big for Andres. It didn't seem too big for James or even Cam. What do you take away from that? And maybe there are others that I omitted that played in other spots. What do you take away from that in recruiting and how do you kind of move forward from the positives they had?
Yeah, it's what we've seen in practice. I've said before about what we feel about this recruiting class and really the last two recruiting classes, which sort of make up the majority of our team. And if we continue to stack classes like that, I think it's gonna be really positive going forward. It's great, but to see a guy on a stage like that come in and, just feel, as if he belonged, I guess is the way to say it, was extremely encouraging because, obviously we're thin in the secondary and we knew we were gonna have to have those guys play for us, this year. So, and Andres, it was great to, get that situation where he had to make a kick, right there before halftime, and he made one in the second half, and just, that's going to give him a lot of confidence that he's done it. So, excited for those guys getting a chance to make plays in their debut.
David Wilson over here.
Hey, Manny, I want to ask you about that sequence. At the start of the second half, you guys go down the field, get stuffed at the goal line, and then give up a 94-yard touchdown. Just the touchdown, I guess, what did you see on that play? And then just that sequence, how kind of crushing was that? Obviously a chance to really get back in the game there?
Again, that's why I mentioned earlier. I mean, obviously there was already some separation on the scoreboard, but that was a hammer blow. I think it kind of got us off of our rocker for a little bit. I thought we finished the fourth quarter well, but there's a couple bizarre things. You get the ball down to the 1 yard line. We're trying to go fast. We're trying to just wedge it in there, and the pacing of setting the ball, and it slows us down. I mean, that's the whole point is to try to catch them, not ready, get in there and jam it in. And there's a couple things that happen that that slow us down. And they make a great push and stop us. And then I've got to see a good replay, I guess. But the quarterback, I suppose, was outside the pocket. I mean, that's a tough one. The touchdown itself was an outstanding play. We were in man coverage with outside leverage, and they fake crossers, put a foot in the ground, and came back across the field. That takes a lot of great protection, and then they threw it to a guy that was just a great addition to their team. That obviously his speed is legit. That guy can run, and if it was 94 yards or wherever the ball was, we were gonna have a hard time catching him. So it was good execution against man coverage and a down that we were gonna play man to try and get off the field on 3rd and 4, 3, whatever it was. So.
And then just one quick, it might be better for Rhett tomorrow, but with Derrick, obviously, first live action, was there any, I don't want to say like conservative, but did you kind of feel you guys were protecting him a little bit and more comfortable as the game went on? Because I don't think you ran until the second quarter.
No, because some of those runs there could be runs that are just give reads instead of pull reads. So I don't think Derrick would have put up with the game plan that protected him in any way.
The second row, Kobe.
Manny, I came in a little late, so I'm sorry if this is a repeat question, but do you have any update on Mike Harley?
I do not. I haven't heard anything. I don't even know what you guys have heard, but I haven't heard anything since he was removed from the game.
Any other questions for Coach Diaz? One more from Tom.
I think I know the answers, but was there any thought at all of taking Derrick out as the score got bigger and after he appeared to limp off the field that when he got sacked and went in the medical tent? Any point after that, before he came out, was there any thought about, we need to give him save him?
We were just, we wanted to do on the drive that ultimately ended up with the interception. We wanted to just finish with one more good drive on offense. We did feel like we had moved the ball. We got all the way down to the 1 and didn't score. We got all the way down to the 5 and had to settle for 3. I mean, we had some drives. We want to put one more good drive on tape. Because I do feel like some of our guys had settled down. We're blocking them up a little bit better in the second half, but obviously I think that's the drive to start with the interception. I think that's how we ended his day from there.
We'll do one more with Susan, and then that'll be it.
Manny, is there any concern that the players won't be able to recover quickly from this game, and move on to the rest of the season, which is really now more important?
Recover physically, or you mean, or mentally, or
Emotionally and mentally.
I don't think so. This is not a. I mean, college football is famous for overreactions after week 1, but that's not what this team's all about. You just don't get you don't get your story written after one game into the season. We're just not there yet. And the guys in the locker room, if anything, what happened today will bring them even closer together. Like I said, we've got a stretch of games coming at home. It's a big deal for us to get in front of our fans, our fans I thought were great tonight to have them out there. But Derrick King's never played in Hard Rock Stadium really with our fans in it. And we got to have a great atmosphere next Saturday night. No, this team's story is not even close to being written yet, and we got a lot of guys in there that have a lot of pride to make sure it goes the way they want it to.